Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we have quite a lot to talk about because Bitcoin is just weeks away from what may end up being one of the largest rallies that we have seen in quite some time. I have a ton of different analytics and data to show you today that I believe prove that a bull market rally of large proportions could be just right around the corner coming up in January. This is going to be a very exciting stream for any of you guys that are looking forward to how Bitcoin is going to perform during the bull market. So if you have not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be kept up to date through the duration of the bull market. If you're new here, my name is Jeb McAfee. I've been in the cryptocurrency space for over 6 years now. I got into crypto on July 31st, 2017, and I love what I do. I analyze markets through a plethora of different analysis forms, such as technical analysis, on-chain analysis, sentiment analysis, fundamental analysis, geopolitical and macroeconomic analysis, and more. But all of them come back to technical analysis. And in my couple tens of thousands of hours of experience working in this market, what I have learned is that if you understand what's going on the price action charts, then you will have a great degree of ability to predict what's going to happen next on the price action charts. You're not always going to get it right, but you'll get it right more often than you'll get it wrong. And with that information, you can use that as almost a superpower to supercharge the amount of money that you're able to make in the cryptocurrency space through your trading and also through your investment. So I'm very excited to be here today. Cannot wait to jump straight on into the content. But first and foremost, my favorite part of the entire stream is coming up. That is the reading of the names. I love reading names. We've got so many people watching Coffee and Crypto right now. It is difficult to keep up with all the names, but I'm going to try and use my auctioneer voice to get through it as quickly as I can. Silva Dollars in chat. Joe Bollier's in chat. Sean O'Brien. Marley 123st. 123st. Hoss Cartwright. Sean Mowdy. Tim Nordskog, cool name. Jeff from Good Morning. Where's Good Morning? Where's that located? Probably Jesus. Najira is in chat. Brian Barrett, Crypto Mini Bike. Zach Kejmar. Jonathan Weiner, retiring from the military after 20 years today. Wow. Well, thank you so much, sir, for your service. And have a wonderful retirement, my friend. You've earned it. Alex Nibo's in chat. Stephen Young's in chat. Crypto Ohio's in chat. Sujo Bean is in chat. Jeb, muchos gracias. De nada, mi amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Victor Sleeps is in chat. Citizens Crypto's in chat. Randy Tanner. Mr. Check 1984. Bonk. Dharmendra Patel. It's cool name. Morning Danny London. Rave Song Records. Arian M. Bonk. Richard Harrington, Bullish on Parade, Schmedley B, Richard Harrington, Crypto Surge, and Perry Portana. Good to see all of you, and shout out to the Philippines. Crypto Mini Bike says YouTube hates you. YouTube is giving people trouble commenting, so if you get your comment deleted, just do it again. It's not me. It's not any of our mods deleting your comments. YouTube has to get on their game. I'm not sure what's going on there. Raphael and Raphael? Oh, I'm never sure how to pronounce your name. Anwar said, Jeb, read my comment. I don't see another comment other than that one. All right, let's get started. First thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and jump on over to CoinMarketCap. As you can see right now, Bitcoin is trading sideways aggressively. It is sitting at $42,175. It's down 1/3% in the last hour, down 1% in the last 24 hours, down 4% in the last 7 days. Correction is good. Can we say that again? Correction is good. For everybody in the back, correction is not a bad thing. It's not something to fear. It is something to be encouraged. And the reason is because we need to take rest. The Lord created the earth in 6 days and he rested on the seventh. In the same way, Bitcoin cannot just rally forever It needs to take a break every once in a while. It needs to rest and recover its strength that it may be able to continue. The fact that it's trading sideways here is a very good sign that we could see another is a very good sign that we may see another leg to this rally coming sooner than we may expect. Ethereum's at 2250. Wonderful news. It's down 0.33% in the last hour, down 2% in the last 24 hours, down 5.4% in the last 7 days. Again, not jumping off a cliff, but correcting enough to recoil the spring for another leg up. Love to see it. XRP is sitting at 62 cents. That is going to go through the roof this bull market, I believe. Solana sitting at $76. That's wild. Solana's up 4.85% in the last 7 days. It's still on a run, which means its run will probably either, and this is going to sound a little bit weird, you're going to say, well, Jeb, duh, but there's actually a middle section that's missing there. It's either going to go absolutely freaking parabolic or it's going to pause. And it's going to correct. The thing you have to keep in mind about the altcoins is that they all move slightly out of sync with each other. So one altcoin might be at the peak of its rally, whereas another altcoin might be 7 days behind that, and another altcoin might be 7 days post peak. So they don't all move at the exact same rate. Solana seems to be rallying a little bit later than the rest of the cryptocurrencies, and a big part of the reason for that likely has to do with the fact that Solana was sold off massively during the FTX crash, when FTX crashed and burned and exploded in a ball of flaming glory, and Solana dropped all the way down to like $8. Solana's been on a huge rally ever since then, and it's up almost 800% in the last year. So Solana is being rebirthed like a phoenix, but it still obviously has a very long way to go. Still 223% to the upside. So Solana, massive rally has already happened, but more rally is going to come, but it probably does need a bit of a correction. Now, looking at Cardano. I'm very excited about Cardano because Cardano is massively farther retraced from all-time high than the rest of these cryptocurrencies. Cardano is sitting at 62 cents. It is still a very, very, very long way from all-time high. Solana is about a 200% rally from all-time high. I'm excited about Solana, and I do have some Solana, and I am investing in Solana despite some of my concerns about Solana. But Cardano has to rally 400% to get back to all-time high, whereas Solana only has to triple. Cardano has to 5x. So we should just keep those things in the back of our mind as we go. There's a lot of opportunity there in Cardano. Avalanche is going on a tear as well. It's up 45%. I've been adding to my position on that. It's been one of my best performers. Tron is sideways right now. Polkadot up over the last 7 days. And Chainlink Polygon down. Great time to be running your dollar cost averaging. Today is Friday, which means today is DCA day. I'm going to be buying another $1,000 of altcoins today. So be looking forward to that. That'll be $4,000 that I've invested in that portfolio that I've been sharing the progress with you guys so far. Right now, the Cardano I put in there is already up $66. It's already up like 20%. Cosmos that I put in there is up a good bit. Avalanche is up a lot. Solana's up a lot. Polkadot's up a lot. I've only got a couple of losers in this portfolio so far. Put $20 in Celestia the other day, a little bit, 40 bucks in Yearn Finance, 50 bucks in Yearn Finance I put in there, 100 in Lumens, 100 in Near, little bit in Doge, a little bit in Sheeb. Not going to put too much in there, but, you know, want to have it in case of moonshots. Uniswap is down slightly. XRP is down slightly. But overall, the portfolio that I put together, I'm not going to show it on screen, but the portfolio I put together is doing pretty well. It's up about 3.5 to 4%. Some of those gainers are up over 20%. So very excited about that. Got everything staking. Wonderful, wonderful news. Already made 25 cents on the staking. Staking's a great thing. If you guys aren't staking your cryptocurrency, you definitely should. So let's go ahead and continue moving on here, talking about our analysis. We're going to jump into some Bitcoin and cryptocurrency technical analysis. But the first thing I want to let you know is that if you are investing in the cryptocurrency space, you've got to make sure that you are maintaining security and privacy and safety. Because if you're not investing in safety and security, then what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up having somebody stealing all of the wealth that you're working to generate. And that's why I'm so excited that we've decided to partner with NordVPN. If you guys are not familiar, NordVPN is the #1 go-to place anywhere on the internet for security architecture and for privacy architecture that will keep you safe while browsing online, and will also keep you free. I think it's very important that we maintain our freedom and our security online. And so that's why we partner with NordVPN, because I firmly believe that by using NordVPN, you will be more free on the internet to do as you see fit without restrictive oversight, but also you will be safer from malware, you will be safer from hackers, you will be safer from keyloggers that would try to steal your login credentials. You're going to be safer from anybody trying to steal logins to exchange accounts, logins to MetaMask wallets, Exodus wallets, whatever. You're going to be a lot safer from people trying to steal passwords to other things like bank accounts or email passwords, whatever it may be. You're going to be able to browse the internet much safer and vastly more freely by using NordVPN. So sign up with the link in the description box down below. Get 4 months free when you sign up for a 2-year plan with a massive discount, and do it all risk-free with their 30-day money-back refund guarantee. We've had a bunch of people sign up for NordVPN. They're loving it. I've been using NordVPN for years. I really only promote products that I personally use, and Nord is one of them. So make sure to check them out. Links down below. We did a really funny skit. At least I think it was funny. You guys thought it was funny in yesterday's Cardano video. If you saw that, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what you think. Let's jump onto the chart, though. We got a lot to talk about. Bitcoin's going through a major rally here in the next couple of weeks, and the reason that I believe that that's going to happen is because of what we're going to talk about right now. Let's set the stage, shall we? You guys know I like to do my analysis in a storytelling format. I believe it's easiest to learn when you are listening to a story. The story thus far is as follows. Going back to March, we set an end-of-year price prediction for Bitcoin between $35,000 and $50,000. Bitcoin has set a yearly high right now at $45,000. We built this chart back in March. I made a video on it, and that video ended up getting about 50,000 views. It was circulated around this chart, and essentially what this chart showed was that there was a pre-halving phase of the bull market, which was right here in blue, and then Bitcoin would follow through that pre-halving phase with a meteoric rally towards quarter 3, quarter 4 of this year, and we would break into this 35 to 50K region by end of year. That was our prediction. We were hoping for a 35 to 50K Bitcoin by New Year's, by Christmas, and that's what's happened. During that time, there's been a couple of things that have taken place. First and foremost, we've seen quite a lot of action out of the Securities and Exchange Commission. The Securities and Exchange Commission has come after Binance. They've come after Coinbase, and they've also come after Changpeng Zhao. Changpeng Zhao has been, he has pled guilty. Binance has pled guilty. They are facing, basically slap on the wrist kind of charges right now, but it is coming. And so the SEC has kind of won on that, but at the same time, they also lost against Grayscale and they lost against XRP. The SEC in the year of 2023 so far has gone from nightmarish boogeyman to laughing stock in the span of just 12 short months. And so it's not really a fear anymore. It's not really something that the cryptocurrency market is scared of anymore. In fact, it's almost seen as a bullish thing that the SEC has been so soundly defeated in so many of these lawsuits that one of the major opponents to the bull market has essentially been quenched. Now, some of the other things that have happened. We obviously saw the BlackRock ETF get announced. Very excited about that because that will bring hundreds of thousands, if not millions of individual investors, as well as institutionalizing and legitimizing the Bitcoin space. It will be impossible to say that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme or a stupid investment at this point without being laughed at, because what do you know that Larry Fink and BlackRock don't? That's essentially what the paradigm is going to be on Wall Street and on mainstream television, in the mainstream conversation in the next several years. Well, why do you think it's that if BlackRock and now Fidelity and Vanguard and these other major wealth managers don't think it's that? What do you know that they don't, right? And so that has legitimized cryptocurrency to such a point that we are seeing a massive rally. And that brings us to today. Well, over the last 3 months, Bitcoin has gone through an exceptionally large rally. We've seen a rally of nearly 90% in 90 days. Bitcoin's rallied 81% in the span of just those 90 days. And that rally has taken us all the way up to the weekly chart take profit on this Lux Algo buy signal. If you guys have not signed up for Lux Algo yet, you are soundly missing out. Lux Algo is incredible, and I'm so excited that we're partnered with them because Lux Algo creates some incredible technical indicators. Lux Algo's buy signal came in here, October 23rd, gave us a take profit right up here. You can see how well that worked out. Lux Algo nailed it. Gave us a take profit zone from 41.5 all the way up to $48,480. If you guys are not already subscribers to Lux Algo, you should become one. Use the link in the description box down below to sign up, and do that quickly because you're not going to want to miss out on that indicator package. Now, that being said, Bitcoin does need some correction. We have just gone through a meteoric rally that doesn't seem to stop for anybody, and eventually it's going to run out of gas. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if that's going to happen right now. I am almost always the one that towards the tail end of a rally, I'm saying, hey, careful, wait a minute. Just pump the brakes a little bit. Just be careful. This thing's getting a little out of hand. And normally that's me. Normally I'm the one cautioning you. And I will still caution you that this rally that we are in right now could end at any moment. It could end at any moment. Like a lion waiting to devour its prey. The bears the same way, are around any corner, waiting to send us into a massive correction. That being said, there are a multitude of factors that indicate that this rally may not be over. If you're enjoying today's stream, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's see if we can't get those likes over 200. We've got over 400 people watching right now. Let's see if we can't get those likes over 200. I know we can do it. That helps to promote the video on the algorithm. If you think that this is content that somebody else will benefit from, that does help to support the channel. If you don't want to do that, totally fine. That's okay. But I do appreciate it if you do. All right. So why am I not convinced that the bears are going to be totally in charge just yet? Well, the main reason for that has to do with these three levels. We've got this box right here, this zone of support. This is the Fibonacci golden pocket from all-time high to bear market low. So this is a pretty significant golden pocket. That golden pocket sits right about here. You can see it's right over there. Here's the box. That golden pocket is very substantial because that golden pocket indicates that we've got a lot of support there. We've also got this uptrending level of support that was set as a pivot point back here on New Year's, set as a set point here in March of 2023. If you're not familiar with the set point and the pivot point, that is terminology that I came up with to define how you denote a trend line. If you're in TradingView and you hit the trend line tool, the first time you click, you have a pivot point. That trend line can go anywhere. It doesn't have a degree set. The second point is your set point. That denotes the inclination, right? So the set point, the pivot point. The set point's back in New Year's last year. The pivot point's back in New Year's of last year around Christmas. The set point's here in March. That gives us this uptrend, and this uptrend right here is very, very aggressive. We fell below it for a while, but we ended up rallying back up above it, and so that's very, very exciting. At the same time, we're also sitting right above $40,000. $40,000 is a big even, which I'll go ahead and draw right here. And so we're sitting above all those levels. We pulled back to 40K, bounced off of it, and we're holding it. We pulled back down to the zone of support, bounced off of it, and we're holding it. And we're also seeing the different levels here that we've already talked about. Sorry, I'm getting a text. Let's see. Now, a couple of other things to mention. We're also sitting above the 20 daily exponential moving average. So that is very exciting news. And so Bitcoin has a huge bulwark of support right now. The only thing that you can really say might cause a major correction on Bitcoin would be the fact that there is a CME futures gap, but it's sitting right here below 40. So we would just have to wick down here to 39.5 and fill the gap. And then the gap is filled. We don't have to worry about it anymore. After that point, it's smooth sailing. Bitcoin is correcting. Keep in mind, there are two kinds of corrections. There's a time frame correction and a price-wise correction. A time frame correction is a correction where Bitcoin trades sideways in time. A price action correction is this. This was a price action correction. Bitcoin moved to the downside, right? Obviously. Dropped, that's a price action correction. You look down here on the minute chart, we're kind of going through that down here on the minute chart. On the aggregate, though, over the last week and a half or so, Bitcoin is basically trading sideways in time. It's got resistance at 45. It's got support at 40. And Bitcoin is holding that fast. We have no indication at this point that Bitcoin is going to go through a massive correction. The fear and greed index is fine. The sentiment is fine. If we go over here to CoinMarketCap, we're at 77 on fear and greed. We go to the technical analysis. We look out on the daily chart. RSI, MACD are resetting. MACD's bearish, yes, but we're trading sideways. Of course it is. RSI is sitting down here at 57. It has largely reset. We have managed to largely reset our RSI, and so that is an exciting fact. We're not terribly worried at this point that a massive correction is coming. We've already seen the MACD reset substantially. Remember, we don't read MACD just off of the MACD lines. We also read MACD off of the histogram. The histogram is pointed back down. The histogram has managed to reset itself. This market is correcting. It is cooling off. It is regathering strength without falling through the floor because Bitcoin had rallied so parabolically. A 90-degree turn from that parabola is a very, very minor downtrend. A lot of times you can kind of see something like that happen. The market will almost correct at like a 90-degree angle, right? So if you go absolutely parabolic, a lot of times it's possible that you'll just have a slight correction. And yes, you can V-top. And if we did V-top here, or, up arrow top, whatever you want to call it, if we did up arrow top and Bitcoin just flash crash, yes, we'd be less confident. But the fact that Bitcoin held up here for 6 days and then had one small correction and recovered most of that, that signals to me that that major correction that we saw here just a couple of days ago was mainly a long squeeze that didn't really mean a whole lot. Bitcoin's holding fast. And so what does that mean? Well, that means that the market as a whole is having an opportunity to correct. The altcoin space is having a chance to correct. And that is very significant because it's giving investors time to recoup. Not recoup, but regroup. And why are they regrouping? Well, the stock market is in the process of hitting all-time high. A lot of investors right now that are in the traditional markets are not so much looking at crypto yet. They're looking at the stock market because the stock market is about to hit an all-time high. In fact, Dow Jones already has. S&P 500 ETF Trust, SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust has not. That's at 480. We've rallied all the way to 473. Look over at Dow Jones. As I mentioned, Dow Jones is at all-time high. Right now, this very day, yesterday, we were at all-time high. We set a new all-time high on Dow Jones yesterday and the day prior. So all eyes are kind of on the stock market right now, which means that Bitcoin's getting a little bit left in the dust. But that's not going to continue. Why? Well, that leads us to our second factor, the effective federal funds rate. Fed Chair Powell spoke 2 days ago on Wednesday, and we live streamed the speech, and we found out some very interesting information. He was very forthright with info. It was not difficult to get anything out of the guy. He basically laid it all out, plain as day. It was very clear. I really appreciated that. He laid out, he gave us a picture, a graphic of the prediction that the various Fed chairs had for what the rates would be, the effective federal funds rate would be at the end of each coming year. End of 24, end of 25, end of 26. Their median prediction for end of 24 was 4.6. It's at 5.3 right now. So that's a 0.7% drop. That indicates almost a 1%, probably three quarters of a percent drop, 3 basis point drops coming in next year. That is something that CFOs the world over are factoring into their calculus. They're saying, okay, we have already grown a lot, which means we're in a pretty good position because 2023 has actually been exceptionally bullish for the economy, despite inflation and Fed numbers. It's been exceptionally bullish for the economy. And so they're preparing for a very explosive next year. They're preparing to double down and say, all right, debt's going to get cheaper. Stock market's going to explode. We are going to be able to grow aggressively. It's been a soft landing. The Fed has pretty much all but come out and said, yes, we're having a soft landing. That's what the data is showing them. If you're not familiar with that term, that just means that with hiking interest rates, it's not causing a recession. We're not seeing a recession. Some of the numbers are coming down a little bit, but they're not coming down into bearish territory. They're more so coming down into baseline, talking about jobs data and different economic indicators. So the market's doing well. That is going to lead the majority of investor sentiment towards stocks right now. If you've got somebody that works in stocks and they work in crypto, at this very moment, I'm talking about like this week and this weekend. I'm not talking about the next month. I'm talking about like right now. People are not so much looking at Bitcoin because Bitcoin is flagging out right now. They're looking at the stock market because the stock market's at all-time high territory. But there's not enough bearish exuberance to send Bitcoin through the floor because the bears that are worth their salt realize, wait a minute, everybody's 3 days away from watching Bitcoin. Bitcoin's 3 days away from all-time high at any point right now, just so you know. It could happen in 3 days from any point right now. I'm not saying it will happen in 3 days. I'm saying at any point within 3 days, you could see an all-time high on Bitcoin. That's where we are right now. Because when you get close enough to all-time high, there's a magnetism and you get sucked up there. And then you flag out below all-time high for a month. And then you break through it and you go into parabolic territory and you're at 100K next summer. The most famous video on this channel is me saying that Bitcoin is not going to 100K by the end of 2022, I think it was, or 2021, whatever it was. I am now saying that sometime next year, I think we will be at $100,000. So my point here right now is that Bitcoin is flagging out. Stocks are exciting because of the Fed news this week. And so professional investors and traders that work in both markets at this moment are more focused on the stock market, which means that the majority of the focus that would be in crypto right now, that would be driving this rally, i.e. new money, is instead looking at maxing out their Roth IRA before the end of the year. They're maxing out their 401k before the end of the year. They're trying to loss harvest for their taxes. They're doing a lot of things, right? They're putting things in position for the new year. There's going to be a little bit of sideways action because of the way that the market looks at Bitcoin over the course of the rest of this year. And by the way, still not 200 likes. I know we can do it. Hit the like button if you're enjoying the content. We got 600 people watching. That is going to lead to some kind of, not even so much corrective movement, but peace, for lack of a better word, in Bitcoin. And we're going to see some neutrality in Bitcoin for a little while. We're going to see some sideways movement, I believe. After stocks hit all-time high, and that's old news, after everybody's maxed out their Roths and their 401ks for the year, and they've tax loss harvested, done all these things, January's going to come, and all eyes are on that BlackRock ETF. And the decision deadline is Q1 next year. In fact, it's January 15th of next year. And so people are going to be watching very closely to see if that comes. A month from today is the final deadline for the spot ETF on BlackRock. And so huge volatility is coming. Either one, we're going to see just a gigantic explosion. You're going to see all the altcoins double. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. You're going to see all of them just moonshot. And you're going to see Bitcoin just like hit all-time high if that happens. Might be a small correction because of the sell the news event, but it's going to be bullish. But there's going to be some peace and consolidation here. And then in a few weeks, and I do just mean a few weeks, moving on into January, I think you're going to see an explosive rally on Bitcoin moving up towards that deadline. Knowing the SEC, they're probably going to wait until no earlier than a week before the deadline to give us the decision. But I have a good feeling that the SEC is going to approve BlackRock's ETF, and at the same time, I actually have a pretty solid feeling that the SEC very well may approve all the ETFs at the same time because they don't want to pick a winner. They don't want to say, all right, BlackRock's going to get an ETF, everybody else is not going to. First of all, everybody that got denied would file a lawsuit because they'd say, well, why are you just picking the biggest fish? That's obviously you just trying to establish a monopoly and pick winners and losers. But the second reason is that Gary Gensler knows he's lost the battle. That man, if he's got half a brain cell, and I think he's got at least one, understands that he's got a year left in office at most. We've got a presidential election coming up. When a new president comes in, they're going to be inaugurated more than likely, what would it be, January 20th of 2025. That's about a year from now. That means he's out of a job, and he's going to go kick it in Maui probably because he's rich he's filthy rich. Or do something, but he's not going to be the chairman of the SEC anymore. There's going to be a new chair, and he realizes he's going to be out of power. So what Gary Gensler is, his calculus right now is, what I think he's thinking is, all right, I can't stop this. The ETFs are going to be approved. Crypto's a $1.5 trillion mark. I can't stop it. Best thing to do is to approve all of them at the same time, establish the space, and then spend my last year in office. Again, Gary Gensler talking here. This is what I think he's thinking. I could be wrong. This is how I think he's probably thinking. Spend the last year in office establishing the ETF space for cryptocurrencies the way that I want them to happen, the way that I want them to be, and at the same time during a bull market so that people don't lose a bunch of money in the ETFs and blame him, so that he can set it up so that it will succeed when he is gone, but also so that if somebody gets the blame, it's not him. And so I think that you're going to see an approval in January. I think you're going to see BlackRock ETF being approved. I think you're going to see Grayscale, maybe even, being approved. I think you're going to see VanEck and ARK Invest. I think you're going to see a lot of those ETFs being approved. When that happens, Bitcoin moonshots. Can a correction happen before then? Yes, absolutely. I told you, our floor right now is 39.5. Bitcoin could drop all the way down to 39.5, fill the CME gap. I mean, maybe it could drop down to 38, right? Because there is some support down here. There's a strong level of support right there at 38 that we broke recently. So I guess maybe call 38 the floor, but 39.5 is probably the lowest I'm predicting it would go. But flagging out here, moving on into January, you have the ETFs approved and you're going through a moonshot. You're going through a massive, massive rally. And that is very exciting news. And it also means that time is of the essence. If you guys have not already done a few things, I want you to do it for your sake. If you don't do it, that's okay. No skin off my back. No sweat off my back, right? Hopefully there's no skin off my back. No sweat off my back. But listen, there are a few things that I want you to do right now to get ready. A few of them are signing up for some of our sponsors, but one of them is not. And it's very important that you do it. First and foremost, if you are not already familiar with the exchange you're going to use, get familiar with the exchange you're going to use so you're not trying to learn the exchange on the spot. You want to be familiar with the exchange and have everything set up so that when the opportunities come, you know how to do it. You don't want to be learning on the job. Learn right now. You've got a month left before the spot ETF deadline for BlackRock. We are already in a bull market. I think we can basically confirm that. But if you want to argue we're not yet, one is coming. Even if BlackRock gets denied, we're still going to have a bull market. If it gets denied, it kicks the can down the road 6 to 12 months, but it's still coming. It's invariable. It's inevitable. BlackRock being denied cannot stop that, and BlackRock would refile, and they would probably file a lawsuit, and the SEC doesn't want a lawsuit with BlackRock. They're worth $10 freaking trillion. They are the securities market. Okay? So the regulator doesn't want to pick a battle with somebody way bigger than them. They don't want that. They've got a lot of fish to fry, and it's just not worth it for them. I think the commission would turn on Gary Gensler if that happened. You've got a month. Today's December 15th. BlackRock deadline decision is just January 15th. They might not wait till the last day, so it might be 3 weeks from now we get an approval. Get your exchanges in place. I use Coinbase for my dollar cost averaging, I have Coinbase One. I'm not sponsored by Coinbase. I'd love to be sponsored by Coinbase. If anybody from Coinbase is watching, give me a shout out. I use your platform. It was the first exchange I ever used for fiat, so I've been using it for 6 years. I think it's a pretty good exchange. I use Coinbase One. That's what I do over there. That's where I'm dollar cost averaging and everything. I also use Apex DEX if I'm making a leverage trade. If you want to sign up for Apex, use the link down below. Get used to it. Trading on a DEX is a little bit different. If you're going to trade on a decentralized exchange, I think that's a good option, but it's going to take a little getting used to. So sign up with the link in the description box down below. Connect your wallet, get started. I'm probably going to make a tutorial video on how to use Apex for you guys who are interested in that. So stay tuned for that. Make sure if you have not already gotten Lux Algo and gotten used to it, sign up for Lux Algo. Use the coupon code down below, JEB30. I think it's actually baked into the link now. So sign up down below, use the coupon code, get Lux Algo. Sign up for CT2A, go through the videos. There's over 10 hours of video over there, right? You do half an hour a day, that's 20 days, about a month. You need to get started now. Sign up for CT2A, links down below. I understand a lot of these are affiliates, but guys, you got to realize the reason that they're affiliates is because I believe they're going to help you. So yes, I'm trying to sell you something, but that's actually not why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because I want you to have the architecture in place to make the most of this rally. It just so happens that I know these companies personally, and I'm able to get you a discount on them. So sign up for those things and get started now. NordVPN, same thing. You don't want to go make $150,000 and get it hacked. Sign up with the link in the description box down below. Do those things. Another thing, once you get those exchanges set up, make sure that you have dollar cost averaging set up. I cannot stress enough how many people are not dollar cost averaging into altcoins right now. Let me just tell you something. All right? On my Cardano that I invested I put 2 investments in it over the course of the last few weeks. It is up over 20% in a week and a half. These altcoins are going to explode, my friend. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Let me just make it personal. I know where a lot of you guys are coming from because I know my analytics and I speak to individuals in our audience quite a bit. And one of the things I keep hearing over and over again is that we have older viewers who are in their, I'll show you the analytics right here. Let's see, where can I find it? Right here. Boom. I will show you the analytics. This is you. There's a plurality of you guys that are between 35 and 44 years old, and 22.8% of you guys are between 45 and 54. And I bet you can tell me in chat if I'm wrong, but I bet you a lot of you are looking at 65 and saying, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know how I'm going to retire. I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to put my kids in college. I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to pay this house off. I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to get out of this debt. I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to do any of this. Normally, I wouldn't say jump straight on into a massive investment and just wing it. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying bet the farm on trying to get out of debt. You need to make changes in your personal finances too. But there's an opportunity here. There is an opportunity to make life-changing wealth, and it would be a mistake on my part not to tell as many people as I can. So, if you've not already, make sure to set up your dollar cost averaging. I recommend about the somewhere in the top 20. Basically, the top 20. I exclude Litecoin and Bitcoin. Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, not Bitcoin. Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. I exclude that from my portfolio. I've got a little bit of Dogecoin, a little bit of SHIB. I've got, obviously, that's not the plural. That's not the majority of it. That's just I mentioned that. Cosmos, XRP, Polkadot, Solana, Avalanche, Chainlink, Cardano. I've got some HBAR now. Yearn Finance, Celestia, a little bit of Graph, Uniswap. I want to get some more Polygon. These are cryptocurrencies that are going to do very well in the bull market. Okay? I'm going to be making content on many of those altcoins as the bull market goes on, if you guys would like that. Tell me in chat if you'd like to see a video on all of those individual cryptocurrencies. But that's kind of my portfolio. I'm investing heavily into that, and I believe that it's going to bring returns. Again, you guys are trying to make life-changing wealth. You're trying to retire early. You're trying to be able to provide for your family. You're trying to be able to pay off your house. You're trying to be able to get out of debt. You understand how to not get in debt now, which is if you've got a credit card, either cut it in half or set the sucker on auto pay. Those are the only 2 ways to use a credit card. Either don't use it or have it on auto pay. Let's just get that clear. If you're paying 26.99% on a credit card, you got to change something in between your ears and get rid of that. Cut the sucker in half or set it on auto pay. Period. Do not use a credit card other than that. I know so many of you guys that are in $15,000, $30,000, $45,000, $5,000 of credit card debt. Cut the thing in half or set it on auto pay. Those are your only 2 ways to use a credit card. Am I clear on that? Please, just please do that. Please. If you've got student loans, get rid of them as quickly as you can and don't expect the government to bail you out. If you've got a massive auto loan and you can't afford it, sell the car or return it to the dealership if you can. You probably can't. Sell the car, get a beater, and put some money into your retirement into your stock market accounts, in your Roth IRA and 401k, and into cryptocurrency and paying off your debt. If you're paying 9% interest on a mortgage, work on paying that off. If you're paying 3.5%, I understand if you're not too worried about that right now because you got bigger opportunities and bigger fish to fry. Get yourself out of debt, get on a budget, and put some money into crypto. That's my, not advice, but my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know your specific situation. I am simply speaking into a camera right now. But that's what I believe you can do to make life-changing wealth in this bull market. I really want you guys to succeed. I really want you guys to succeed. That's why I just love what I do, because it all comes together in harmony around that goal. When I started the channel, I just wanted to help people. I wanted to help myself, obviously. I'm a person, right? I'd like to help myself, but I really wanted to help my family. I knew I would probably be married one day. I knew I'd probably have kids one day, which I do, and I'm so very thankful for that. And I want to be able to provide for that. That's one of the biggest callings on a man, is to be able to protect and provide, right? Protect and serve. That's what the police say, right? That's kind of our calling as men. I'm speaking to the men here, but same thing to women. There's a way that we can do that. There's a really great opportunity to do a lot of that all at once, and that's investing in this bull market. Big things are coming. Again, if the BlackRock ETF gets denied, kick the can down the road 6 to 12 months, but it's the same exact story. Bitcoin's still going to well over 100K. It just might take longer. You guys are going to be very successful in the bull market if you invest in dollar cost average now. And that's also why I love our affiliates down below, because every one of them is going to help you in some way. Decentralized exchange allows you to make the most of leverage trades, allows you to make the most of trading. NordVPN helps keep you safe. CT2A teaches you how to invest in the cryptocurrency market. Lux Algo tells you when the market's going to move and where. If you use those tools and use what we teach here on the stream, you will be successful, I believe, so long as you keep working at it and you don't give up and you invest in your education and you work on being financially sovereign. Jesus asked, why exclude Litecoin? It's too similar to Bitcoin. It's just too similar to Bitcoin. The main difference between Litecoin, there's three main differences between Litecoin. Number one, it's got 4 times the max supply. Number two, it's got a quarter of the block time. And number three, it does not have anywhere near the community around it that Bitcoin does. It's a hard fork of Bitcoin. And it was my first purchase. My first purchase in cryptocurrency was a quarter Litecoin at $41.02. That's what it was trading at. So it was like $10. It was like a $10 investment. That was my first purchase in early August probably 5th or something. I don't remember the day. August 5th or something, 2017. I love Litecoin from that standpoint. But I have to look at things from an analytical point of view. As much as I love it, I do not hold any of it. I think that many other things will outperform it. It'll probably go up in the bull market, right? I think you'll definitely make money on it. It might even outperform the stock market. But I would rather have my money in other investments. Let's see. Dr. Crypto said NordVPN is a must. It absolutely is. Make sure to sign up for that with the link down below. Jeb, don't have a heart attack. I will definitely do my best not to. I don't really want that. Bitcoin going through a small drop. Sure is. Sure is. Not really concerned about it. You know, like I said, correction can happen. One of the things I also mentioned yesterday, I think, is that we're kind of painting a head and shoulders pattern here. Pretty ugly H&S, but we do have a triple top up here. Triple tops, as we've talked about, as you've learned in CT2A. Over here in CT2A, you've learned head and shoulders patterns, and you've also learned from support and resistance. Over here, support and resistance, as you've learned in those videos. Triple tops are some of the strongest kinds of resistance in the market. So, of course, we're getting rejected from it. We're probably going to come back down here, back test this uptrend, and yes, we might break below it. We very well may. We could go all the way down to 38, but big things are coming soon, I do believe. Jesse Sterling's in chat, said that was my first Litecoin. Micah said, at CryptoJeb, I'm thinking about rolling over my old employer 401k into iTrust Capital outside of Bitcoin, ETH, and ADA. What 3 to 5 coins would you go after? As much as I do have concerns about it, I'm going after Solana. I'm going after Avalanche. Going after Chainlink. I think Chainlink is phenomenal. I love Chainlink. I love it. I would put a tiny little bit into Dogecoin and Sheep. Not much. I'm talking like less than 1%, but a little bit. Just because those suckers, they're just like little popcorn kernels, man. When they go, right? I mean, look at this chart. Most of the time you look at a chart like this and you're like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. But this is Dogecoin we're talking about, guys. It is the OG meme coin. Same thing with Shiba Inu. It's around the same meme, right? Shiba Inu, that's what Doge is. It's gotten a lot of excitement. A lot of people are very excited about it. It's nonsense. I have no interest at all in the fundamentals. And Doge and Sheep, they're always trying to build out some kind of fundamental, like, oh, we're doing this, oh, we're doing that. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, I don't care. I don't think it's really going to do much fundamentally, but if it can moonshot once and it's still got the same kind of exuberance behind it that led to that moonshot in the first place, it'll probably happen again. It'll probably happen again. Tim Nordskog said, 42-year-old youth pastor here. That's awesome. Bean Trader C said a video on trading with Apex would be cool. Sheeb is dead. Now Bonk is the hottie. I'm going to look into Bonk. You guys have been talking about it. All right, let's see. Let's read some chat here. Cryptos for Liberty said, yep, trying to retire early. Yep. Altcoin Daily was talking about something around the 15th with the lawsuit. Yeah. Lux Algo is a brilliant tool to use, Dr. Crypto said. Yes, it is. If you haven't signed up for it, you can get 30% off with a link in the description box down below. So if the ETF got denied, do you think it'd still be over 100K? Probably not immediately. It'd probably take a good bit longer. But I still think it'll happen. It just probably wouldn't happen right away. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, what's likely to happen if the ETF doesn't get approved? If it gets denied, you'll probably go through a pretty large correction, probably 20 to 30% in the short term. But like I said, 6 to 12 months delay to the bull market, but it's still going to come. If the ETF gets denied, you're seeing all-time high runs in late 2024, I believe. But to be honest with you, I'm not worried about it if it gets denied because it's not going to get denied forever. We know it's coming. There's almost no doubt about it at this point. And so I'm quite confident that it is going to come at some point. So why not load up if it goes lower? If it goes lower, fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not interested in seeing these investments I'm making materialize for a couple of years anyway. So I don't mind if it takes some time. I'm totally okay with that. Thoughts on opening a new long in anticipation of the ETF approval or waiting for a potential correction more than a long squeeze we just had? I'd be careful around that because we really do not have any precedent to tell whether or not it's going to be a buy the news, buy the rumor, sell the news event, whether it's going to dump after it's approved, or if it's going to moonshot. If you see the news and it starts rallying even a little bit, then sure, maybe be ready on the sidelines to open it after it gets approved. But the hard thing is that you don't know when it's going to get approved. It's not like it's 2 p.m. on a Wednesday like it is with the effective federal funds rate decision. It's just not that scheduled. At any moment, we could see the news come out and it break. So it's kind of hard to trade the actual announcement unless you catch it live. If you're enjoying today's stream, guys, make sure to hit that like button. Let's see if we can't get to 300 likes. ICP is pumping again. I'm in major profits and not selling until 2025. Let's look at ICP. I'm tempted to get into some internet computer. I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted. My concern with ICP is this little character right there. Max supply. I do have a concern about that. Just gonna be honest. Just gonna be honest. I do have a concern about that. But, you know, to be fair, have that same concern over here with Ethereum. All right? Ethereum's got a unlimited max supply. Well, not unlimited max supply, but an unlimited supply as well. This is so exciting. This is the beginning. Yes, it is. Can it be randomly approved, or is it only during the window approval? I think, I could be wrong on this, but I think that they could basically say yes to it at any point. So it's not as easy as it seems. I don't think that I don't think there's a specific moment that they're going to say approved or denied. They might say we're going to have the decision on this date, and if they do that, then of course wait for that date. But I don't think it's going to work quite that way. Well, guys, it is 10:45. I've really enjoyed being here with you today. If you enjoyed today's stream, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to go and sign up for NordVPN. You can find the link in the description box down below. And there's one very simple reason why you should sign up for it. It is dirt cheap. It is so inexpensive. It's not a cheap product. It's an incredibly built product. It is a premium product in quality. But price, it is very inexpensive because basically what Nord has done, they've grown so large. They have, I don't know how many millions and millions and millions of users. I mean, think about the people that are sponsored by NordVPN. Think PewDiePie. Think Philip DeFranco. Think pretty much all the biggest YouTubers. Like I'm a really small YouTuber compared to some of the people that are sponsored by them. They've got millions and millions and millions of people signed up for NordVPN. So they're able to charge almost nothing for an incredible product because they've got so many people signed up for it. And the reason that you want to sign up for it is not just because it's inexpensive, but the reason to sign up for it is because it's going to keep you safe while browsing online. It's that simple. Companies around the world invest hundreds of millions of dollars in security architecture. You can invest about $4 a month and get 4 months free if you sign up for a 2-year plan with the link in the description box down below. And also make sure to keep in mind that they do have a 30-day money-back refund guarantee, so you're able to go through with your investment into your security with NordVPN with no risk, because if you decide you don't like it, well, again, 30-day money-back refund guarantee right there. If you haven't signed up already, make sure to sign up with the link in the description box down below. Guys, we are going to wrap it out. Really excited for next week. Next week is the week before Christmas, so got a lot of cool content coming out. Stay tuned. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.